Hi guys, so today we are going into something a bit deeper. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what it means to work intentionally. The way you show up at work is really important, and work takes up most of our time. People work 8 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours of the day. It's very, very important the way you work, and you have to still do it intentionally because it's a big part of your life. I'm going to be sharing some tips on how to work intentionally, why you need to work intentionally. So make sure you watch to the end of this video. So what does working intentionally mean? Working intentionally means that you're not just going through the motions, but you're working with purpose. You're showing up with purpose, you're showing up with clarity, and you have focus. It really has to do with knowing why you're doing what you're doing. So let's say your motivation is family, your motivation is a stable life, a stable income, or having more time for your family because you are freed up financially, or just fulfilling your purpose, knowing why you're doing what you're doing. It's very, very important. Work doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be filled with purpose. You have to be making progress. Let's get into the how of working intentionally, okay? So first things first, you need to know your why. You need to have a why. Find out what your why is. Why are you doing this work? People don't usually do this, but you need to think about what drives you to get up in the morning, what drives you to work every day. What kind of impact do you want to have in your workplace? What kind of impact do you want to have in the work you do? And when I'm talking about work, I'm talking about whether it's a job, whether it's your career, whether it's your calling, your ministry, whatever your hands are whatever your hands are doing, whatever you're doing right now, whatever is preoccupying you, whatever you're preoccupied. Once you find out what your why is, that becomes like your compass. That's what directs you. That's what gives you a drive or a direction or what to do. For that reason, it's going to pull you through the hard times, because trust me, hard times are definitely going to come in your area of work. So you need a why to pull through. You need a why on the days that you feel like giving up. And then another thing I would say is to align your work with your values. First, you need to know your values as a person. What are the things that you value? If you're being intentional about your life, you're being intentional about the work you do, and you must make sure that the work you do aligns with your core values. So if you stand for truth, you have no business getting into work that is full of lies. If family is what matters to you the most, you have to be able to build boundaries to protect your time with them. If you're somebody who is fueled by creativity, you need to align your work with those values. You need to align your work. You need to find ways to weave that creativity into your work, or enter into careers or jobs that give you the room to be creative, to express your creativity. So make sure that you're aligning your work with who you are. And that's how it won't feel like a job, but it will feel like you're doing something meaningful, or you are fulfilling a calling or an assignment, all right? So make sure that you're aligning your work with your values. The next thing I'm gonna say is to focus on quality, not on quantity, when you're being intentional about your work. One thing I've learned is that working intentionally doesn't necessarily mean just doing more. It means doing what matters the most. Like, for instance, in a day, instead of just checking 20 boxes that you did this, you did this, you did this, you did this, why don't you ask yourself, what's the one thing that you would do that will make a difference today? I find that if you are doing a few things very well, it always beats doing so many things anyhow. You want to be really good at what you do. You want to put in effort to do what you do and to produce quality, to produce excellence, and not just doing so much but not having any impact. Put quality over quantity when you're doing intentional work. One more thing that you need to think about if you want to work intentionally is to have a growth mindset. I have a video that talks about how to develop a growth mindset. So you don't want to stay in one place. You don't want to be stuck. There are people who have been stuck for years in a particular phase in their life, in a particular position. You don't want to be that person. You want to have the power to grow within whatever sphere that you find yourself in. You have to be able to learn from your mistakes. You have to ask for feedback, and then you have to improve. You have to invest in yourself. If you have to educate yourself more, if you have to take certain courses because your field is always advancing or your industry is advancing, make sure that you're investing in yourself. You're always learning, you're always growing, and you're always thinking ahead. If you have to invest in mentorship, somebody to train you, do that. Make sure that you're always sharpening your skills because the world is growing, the world is always changing. Those are the things that are going to add value to your life. Those are the things that are going to set you apart and set you on a path of purpose in your work. Another thing I'm going to say is to celebrate small wins. Celebrate your progress. Don't just celebrate your results. Results can take time, but you want to think about the progress that you're making, even as you're working, even as you're putting in the work, even as you're putting in effort. You want to assess your progress and celebrate them. You want to be taking notice of the moments that you've stepped out of your comfort zone, that you've done something out of the ordinary, that you've done something to help somebody. For instance, they might not necessarily have tangible results in the now, but you've made some progress. You've improved on yourself. You've improved on the way you work. So you have to be honoring those moments. If you want to be intentional about your life and about your work, you want to be honoring those moments. Because if you are only looking out for results, there's a tendency for you to feel like you're not doing much because results do take time. But as you go along, as you improve yourself, make sure that you're celebrating the progress that you're making. The last thing I'm going to say about doing work intentionally is to give your best. Always give your best. Give back through your work. Any work that you find yourself doing is likely rewarding you in some way, whether it's through fulfillment, whether it's through finances, whether it's through status, whatever it is, it's giving you a certain reward. And for whatever reward it is, even if it's not giving you any reward, you want to give your best. You want to give the best value you can offer. Because guess what? Whenever you're giving your best, you're going to receive the best in return in one way or the other. Whenever you're giving your best in any situation, whether you're solving problems, you are serving people, you are providing certain products, you're raising kids, you're building something from scratch. Once you're giving your best, you're creating a ripple effect because people will be pleased with your best. And you're contributing to making the world a better place. You're contributing to solving a problem. You're contributing to making life more comfortable, more conducive for other people. That's going to create a ripple effect and you are going to benefit from that as well. So always give your best. You think about how you can make someone else's life better with the work that you're doing. Think about how you can make your life better with the work that you're doing. And at the end of the day, you're still going to benefit from that. So if this video spoke to you, if you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments. Thank you once again for joining me. This was day 20 of our 30 Days to Intentional Living series. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.